Hello friends, hope you are doing great. So this is just a quick blog on London city tour, just for 1 or 2 days if you're going visiting there. So as you know, the city of history, the double-decker buses, and the weather that keep you guessing, right? So this was the exact time when I came in, that was in Jan. I stayed in Greenwich, as you know, Greenwich, because when in London, why not start with a bit of time travel? So we opted for the Greenwich Hotel, which is next to the Greenwich metro station also. So it's called, the place where we stayed was in Novotel, which was fairly great services with a fair budget price. So I recommend this hotel to stay on. Just before starting that breakfast, right, where you call is English breakfast. It's one of the best in the world, I would say. You have to try if you're there in England or London, with great hot chocolate coffees, the bacons, the omelets. It's really a different class of food. Just before that, we moved to Westminster. It's just to thought of visiting Buckingham Palace, the Westminster Abbey, the London Eye, the Big Ben. So this is a stop where you need to get down when you start Westminster Abbey. So the metro or the tube, what we say here, is one of the best connectivity. I believe it's one of the I would say it's kind of a marvel, because it was built long time back ago. So now, as you see, could see the trees, which was all about all the shade is leaves, right? It's almost like 10 degrees centigrade, which is really freezing. Although it's 10 degrees centigrade with the light breeze, it was making around 5 to 4 degrees as actuals. But the coming in this part of the time was a different experience for me. So here, what you see here, that's the Buckingham Palace. Wow. Originally, Buckingham Palace was built in 1703. It was purchased by King George III in 1761 as private residence to a Queen Charlotte. And it was until 1837, the Queen Victoria, that it originally became the Royal Palace of British monarch. It has lots of stories to tell, right? From outside, from interiors, from exteriors. It's just a piece of marvel. So you can see the crafted with gold detailing. They make you really feel like you are stepping into a fairy tale place. And just a fun fact, it's just not just a pretty facade. It has 775 rooms, including 19 staterooms with 52 royal guest rooms and bedrooms. And wait for it, they got 78 bathrooms. That's seriously a commitment to a plumbing guy. And these soldiers are absolute pros. No blinking, no smiling, no reacting to any tourist doing the ridiculous things. Keep on marching. That's it. That's what they do always. And really kudos to these people. So as you could see, the Buckingham Palace is truly majestic. The grand balcony where the royal family waves to the crowds during the special occasions has been a historic unfold, right? We have been always watching on the TVs, but it was one of the dream come true. And from coronations to weddings, it all takes place here. And the palace was redesigned in 1913, actually, and made of Portland stone, and it's making a regal appearance. And what we are seeing is Queen Victoria. She is the longest reigning monarch in her time, and now perched in a gold, watching out for the palace. If the statue could talk, she will be probably the best place, or the place royal gossip she can spill on. And as also you could see the standard flag. It means the king is at home. And if it's the Union Jack, which is currently flying over the sky, it's probably running errands or having a royalty parties. Just like me, what I'm doing right now. Sorry guys, I just need to show my video just walking around the streets of London. It's a great place to walk for nature lovers. As you could see, a squirrel enjoying his own time with his nuts. There's no people who are disturbing that. It's doing its job. We are doing our work of taking some good shots of it. It's a great way to embrace the nature, I would say. It's one of the best places, and it's a very one of the rare sights to see some flowers at this point of time. That is tulips. There were lots of ducks, birds, swans all around these palaces in their park, which was really nature-loving. People will really like it. And what do you see here? Wow, I just try to not catch, but just follow that down there. And will be really fascinating to say about this bridge which you are able to see. That is, yes, the Diana Princess Bridge, Memorial Bridge, which is one of the iconic bridges there next to the Buckingham Palaces. Most of the people love her, I believe, around the world. Very famous princess, and they have not forgotten her memories. I believe that's the reason they have been very close view of it, which is overlooking the Thames and of course the London Eye, which has. So walking around the streets, I found one of my iconic places called Institute of Mechanical Engineers. Being a mechanical engineer, I have to show this building next to me, feeling proud of a mechanical engineer, walking down the streets of Buckingham Palaces. Well, now walking just 2 minutes away from Buckingham Palace, we reached the London Eye, or the Westminster Abbey. So Westminster Abbey is a home to coronations and weddings of the royals. Every British monarch since William the Conqueror has been crowned here. It also is the resting place for some of the great minds in history, including Sir Isaac Newton, Charles Darwin, and even Stephen Hawking. Some good facts or fun facts: the Big Ben is not just a tower itself, but the bell inside of it. Okay, so before moving to the bell, when I was just moving around the Westminster Abbey, I could see lots of statues of some great emperors, the great, I would say, the philosophers around the world, which was a good thing to understand. Talking about more of Big Ben, Big Ben is not just a tower, it's also a bell inside, right? The tower is actually called the Elizabeth Tower. It was renamed in 2012 in honor of Queen Elizabeth II. And also, if you'd see, interesting fact is Big Ben is actually having a slight tilt over the years due to underground works and constructions. The tower slightly leans to the northwest to see technically. So technically, it's London's very own leaning tower. Just we walked around the street just to have the better view of London Big Ben, or the what we say is Elizabeth Tower. We just saw another amazing view of the River Thames, right? You can see and see the London Eye also from here. And speaking of Thames, it's not just a river; it's London's lifeline. It stretches 215 miles, flowing from 19 countries, and has been used to trade, transport, even royal processions for centuries. Has been going over here. And just a fun fact for here that it got its own Thames River Police Force, and it is one of the oldest force in the world, established in 1798. So that iconic is that river. And when you are there in London, you have to hear the bong, right? So I was exactly waiting for that 11 a.m. bong, which was pretty iconic to look into it. And of course, the Westminster Abbey from the far. Finally, we have to move to being a huge cricket fan. I have to be the Lords. That's what the next stop is. I went to St. John's Wood metro station, or the tube station. I went out there. And being a huge cricket fan, and also playing since long cricket, this is one of the fan movement, I would say, of visiting London. So this was there in my bucket list. If I'm visiting London, I have to be there at the Lords. That's what I decided earlier itself. So my itinerary had included the Lords so I was making all around the plans around the Lords, so that I can make sure that I visited the Lords. So if you're a cricket fan, you know that Lords is not just a stadium, it's a cricket's holy ground. So home to England's national team and also the iconic MCC, right? So stepping inside, you almost hear the echoes of the past centuries, both cricket ones and a little one. So I'm not building up the cases, but if you're a cricket fan, definitely you're going to love this place to visit. The stadium was actually established in 1814 and it's named after Thomas Lords, the man who founded it. So before we got into the time of it, guided tour down there, I have to spend some time because before you visit London, you have to book your slots or the appointments to visiting this place, because most of them sell out very quickly. And this is the Grace Tower or Grace Bridge, or the gate we need to enter. So just making some fun facts, just doing some photo shoots at the time to spare sometimes down there. Sorry for that, guys. Of course, we have to take some photos with the red phone booth. Yeah. So we are just walking by the time, because there was lots of almost like 30 minutes left to get in. So we have to follow the time. I was just well in advance not to lose any of the guided tours timing and be trying to punctual. So when we enter, what we see is the Ellen stand. Most of these places are not allowed for videography, but still we just took some minor videos to show some iconic places in ashes of the Lords. So I would really prefer anybody who wants to visit the Lords Stadium to always take this guided tour. It is really recommended to know, understand, and the guides are really professional, and that's what you see, the ashes, the what England and Australia fight for every year. There are quick fun facts. I'm not going to talk about much more. I hope you can Google it and even also look into when you are there in Lords. It's one of the great, and there were lots of iconic gloves, helmets being placed in the museum of the Lords, the Dorman brand, and here the West Indies famous bat. And now here comes our legend, the Indian legend, one and only, the Kapil Dev's gloves and the ball which he bowled. And this is for Indians for the first 1983 World Cup, which India won. And then the mongoose bat, the older versions of the strategic bat, what we used to say. And for this generations, I would like to share the band, one and only, the Gangulis, the NatWest series, which in 2000, which Ganguly was wearing his shirts when he in the royal balcony. There were quite a bit of legendary trophies in the trophy cabinet. Looked, and now what is this? This is the long iconic long hall stadium. So this is the famous long room where players walk through on their way to the pitch. It's considered one of the most prestigious entrances in cricket. So I could see some photos or the portraits which are really painted by the Lords Committee or the Lords Painter. So here you see the Lords famous iconic, and here Shane Warne, all over the places, one of the best spinners in the world I've ever seen. And this is the staircase, and here that's Richards. And this is the dressing room. This is the famous balcony, which I always say the home ground's famous balcony. What a view from here, right? What a ground. And that's the iconic spot where Ganguly was waving his shirt. It brings down lots of memories of 1983 World Cup, India winning the World Cup, the Ganguly's movement, even the last England's movement who won the cup or the World Cup. One of the World Cups which they have won. And of course, not to before we forget the honors board. Every cricketer's dream of having the names up there, score a century or take a 5 wickets in test match at the Lords, and your name is written into the histories. So while moving out, I thought of having some coffee from Lord Tavern Cafe. It was good. So just after that, moving down, this is the gate number 6, where it's the entrance basically for entrance gate for all the players. So we are not allowed as a common man, but the players enter from the. So we took a red bus. It was pretty drizzling as usual. So I was expected for a night walk in Piccadilly Street. So walking through Piccadilly Street and Chinatown in the drizzle, it's a classic London experience, right? It's like city sits on that cinematic rain effects, the billboards. I have expected Sherlock Holmes to pop out from fog, because that Sherlock Holmes also is a good point to visit, but because of the interest of time we couldn't make it there. You could see lots of street dancers, street arts, people around the street in this drizzling. So people don't care much of drizzling here, so just make sure always you wear jackets which are waterproof when you're visiting London, right? It can rain any time of the year. Also, that's the Chinatown which we visited, full of Chinese culture. We could see the restaurants. It was really bustling around. The next day, as usual, we went to the Greenwich market, which was next to our hotel. So we just walked around the market just to see what exactly the Greenwich the town is to offer. Pretty good shop, nice calm town. So it was very early in the morning. We were just planning to visit some Tower Bridges. So we just waited for our bus. Here it comes. You have to use your public transports when you're visiting London. It really eases the stress, and make sure you have the internet with you so that you can see the options. It's a very good connectivity all over the places. So I would really recommend to use the public transport, and of course use your debit card or credit card to tap in. It's pretty safe and also very convenient. What do you see here? Wow, that's one of the iconic things which we're going to see here next. That is our Tower Bridge. Tower Bridge, okay, not a London Bridge, by the way. That's a different one. And no, London Bridge is not falling down, despite what the nursery rhymes always been hearing. London Bridge is falling down, right? No, this is the Tower Bridge, the famous Tower Bridge. It's really iconic, one of the London's main scenic point where every tourist likes to come in. Yeah, there are a lot of touristy stuff which can be done around the London Tower, going up the tower if you guys are interested, but always make sure to book your tickets in advance. And if you're a tourist, a very quick point to understand is that you have to consider at least 1 hour time to visit everything, because there will be huge queues which you need to anticipate well in advance. So we just walked under the Tower Bridge, just crossed the Thames River, so that we get the full experience of the Tower Bridge area, the Thames River which was flowing underneath. So once we just cross the London Bridge, we just keep on walking, around the city so that we can to approach the one of the another iconic places that is called Sky Garden. That's one of the newly built 72-story building, or sorry, 38-story building, which it's an indoor glass garden top skyscraper. So when you go on top of it, you can see almost the complete entire London city's beautiful view, which is free. Okay, so that's a good fun fact. But for all this, you need to pre-book it before, at least I would say 20 or 1 month before, so that if you are planning to visit London, this place is free. So most of the things get really sold out, or so always try to book yourself well in advance to visit the Sky Garden. So this is one of the monuments which was made for brave merchants, sailor. So these people really respect the sailors. So this monument is dedicated to the brave merchant sailors who kept things running during the wartime. Wow, what an iconic bus. So when I was just walking, I thought, as I said, we need to do a pre-booking to visit this Sky Garden place. Okay, so Sky Garden, a place where you can get the view about the without the ticket price. So it really sells out very fast. So it's an indoor garden atop of a skyscraper in the city of London, and it's almost 38-story floors, and you have the option to go right on top of the story. Yeah, that's the entrance for the Sky Garden. As I said, please don't try to book when you're reaching down the Sky Garden, thinking you have to book at least 1 month before so that you can avoid the line. And that's what you get for what a view. That's the Shard, what you're seeing. It's a 72-story super tall pyramid shaped skyscraper designed by an Italian architect. Oh, wow, that's a London Bridge view, or the Tower Bridge, I would say. That's the view what you get when you go right on top of the Sky Garden. A beautiful view around the London city. I could see one of the battleships, I would say, or as I said before, probably the oldest police army of River Thames. There's a Shard. It really looks really iconic building. It's a financial district. Looks really really royal building. There was a quick restaurant. I have to munch some food from there. So they have some greenery upstairs. There's a long shot of a metro going down in the tubes, what we say in London. It's really great view, right? So I really recommend if you people can go and visit the Sky Garden when you are in London, so that you get the complete aerial view of the London. So we are back downstairs of the Sky Garden. Just walk around the streets, just exploring more of the streets nearby to the Tower Bridge. Now heading back because our flight was just 3 hours down the lane. We need to be there at the airport, so we quickly embarked en route, got a metro to the Greenwich station. So as I said earlier, please try to use most of the public transport, which are more convenient, more easy to move around. You can avoid lots of traffic, of London traffic, and really you can see lots of places like this. As you could see, it's one of the greatest financial districts in London, I believe. So when we reached Greenwich, we just walked around the place. One of the best climates in January, February, if you are a winter lover people. It's not that chilling or not that hot. It was one of the best climates, I would say, to visit to London as well. There are different preferences for different people, but I would say I personally love this climate. It was not that cold, it was not that hot. It was perfect for me, I believe. So when we were just walking the Greenwich, so we went to one of the universities which was next to that, the Old Navy University. These universities, most of the universities looks really iconic, pretty heritage or pretty old universities, or kind of a Gothic type of style of universities, I would say. So we were just walking around the places. We thought of visiting the Greenwich, the iconic Greenwich place. So this is one of the. Did you know that actually when you stand here at the Royal Observatory of Greenwich, the one foot is technically in the Eastern Hemisphere and the others in the Western Hemisphere, and it's like ultimate travel hack, right? So two places at one without a visa. So this is one of the universities I thought of sharing that, and yes, here it is, the Greenwich. So there is also a Greenwich Maritime Museum where you can learn all about the British naval history, and also find out the sailors in the past were they paid it in rum instead of money. So now that's a good job perk, right? So because of interest of time, we couldn't make the tour or the museum tour. But however, it was a great experience from the exterior also, and that's the point which I was telling most of the people were seeing. So that's the Royal Observatory. So one foot technically is in Eastern Hemisphere, and next is that. And that's it from my end. Returning back from London to Abu Dhabi, it was a great flight. Got a Premium Plus upgraded. So it was a great flight back as well. Thank you guys. See you in the next vlog. Take care.